They thought Earth was dead. They called it DX-910, uninhabitable, corrosive, toxic, a planet abandoned by evolution itself. From orbit, they saw a broken sphere wrapped in storms, cracked continents bleeding magma into oceans of ash. No life worth noting, no civilization remaining. So when the fleet arrived, 73 ships, silver and perfect, their admirals spoke of cleansing, not war. "Burn it clean," said the first marshal. "End what remains of that world." They believed themselves gods descending upon ruins. They were wrong. The first orbital strikes lit the upper atmosphere in ribbons of white fire. Sensors confirmed saturation. No biosigns, no movement. Until the shadows moved. From the fissures below, shapes began to rise, jagged hulls forged from volcanic alloy, their signatures half alive, half machine. They weren't supposed to exist. And yet they did. The Deathworld had answered. At first, the alien command didn't understand. How could anything launch from that irradiated crust? Then the first return volley hit. A kinetic lance punched straight through a dreadnought's midline, vaporizing decks before its shields even registered the impact. The fleet's comms erupted in chaos. Unknown contacts, impossible trajectory, gravitational distortion from the surface. The Marshal demanded scans. All they found were old human signatures, ancient orbital tags, pre-collapse. The system AI flagged them as Terran, but the humans were supposed to be extinct. One of the science officers whispered, trembling, "Sir, those are launch codes from the old Federations. They've been active this whole time." The Marshal turned to the glass. Below, clouds split like muscle torn apart, revealing a lattice of light-spanning continents, an entire planetary defense grid awakening after centuries of silence. Earth was not dead. It was waking up. Orbital footage later classified as Event Zero. The sky opened. Planetary rail arrays fired in coordinated precision, striking the invaders with tungsten storms that shredded even the hardest void armor. Ships disintegrated, crews atomized before they could scream. From below, launch silos opened across wastelands once known as Asia, the Americas, the Basin Rim. Autonomous strike drones, remnants of the old Terran defense network, rose in swarms, their AI reactivated by planetary signal beacons. No human hand guided them. They didn't need one. And then came the voice. Every alien ship received the same transmission encoded through their own comm bands, a voice of static and iron. "This planet is under protection of the Terran Defense Mandate. Unauthorized presence will be neutralized." Some of the bridge crew thought it was a trick. Others recognized the accent. Human. When the aliens looked closer, they found movement on the ground. Not just drones, figures, humanoid, armored, somehow alive. They walked through radiation storms as if it were weather. They carried weapons fused from scavenged alloys and bone. Their skin was marked with the scars of centuries spent surviving in an environment that killed almost everything else. The aliens called them resurrected. The few recordings that survived called them wardens. These were not the descendants of the old colonies. They were the children of Earth itself, shaped by its poisons, hardened by its gravity, and evolved under 1,000 years of ruin. The wardens did not flee. They advanced. Every squad carried microforge emitters that turned battlefield scrap into ammunition. Every fallen drone became a weapon reborn. They fought with algorithmic precision and with something else the aliens couldn't quantify: rage. 3 hours after the first strike, the alien fleet was gone. Only wreckage remained, molten trails falling like rain through the upper atmosphere. The Marshal's flagship tried to escape orbit, broadcasting a single plea: "We came for peace." Earth's response came in the form of a single orbital transmission, voice cold and calm: "Peace is earned. You came for conquest." A moment later, the ship vanished from every known registry. Recovered fragments showed fusion scoring consistent with direct gravitational compression. In simple terms, the planet itself crushed it. When the rest of the galaxy received the report, they argued for decades whether it was real. Some dismissed it as propaganda. Others swore it was the return of the Terran ghosts. But the evidence was irrefutable. Every species that had ever set foot on DX910 afterward vanished within days. No transmissions, no survivors. Just silence and the faint echo of that last recorded phrase. This planet is under protection. Centuries later, children of distant worlds whisper the story before sleep. They call Earth the Iron Graveyard, a place where the ground remembers. They say the humans never left, that they became the planet, its storms, its metal, its vengeance. And if you listen long enough on the open channels near Sol, sometimes you'll still hear that voice, not angry, not proud, but absolute. Stand clear of Terran space. The galaxy listens, and it obeys.